Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading, which is the part two of the channeling of the transmission where I spoke about the two people, the lovers cannot live without each other, or you can say not live without, but they cannot spend their time going away from each other. They always want to be around each other. So, it was very interesting when I saw that the masculine and feminine and it's energetic basically. So, gender wise, I'm saying that every man and woman they need to learn some lessons on this planet. They need to learn lessons which take them closer to love. And here I can see that both these people are so madly in love with each other that they cannot see anything beyond each other. I do see a lot of confidence in the masculine because the root chakra energy is very strong. It could be possible that he's materialistically sound, materialistically very well to do when he pursues the feminine. Now, as I'm saying that in some cases, because I have come across many homosexual relationships also, where one person is playing the role of masculine and the other of feminine. However, they are also a part of it. It's not like it's completely for them or it's completely for a specific type of people. I do see the heterosexual connections strongly over here because the energy distortion in homosexual relationships is different, is of another type. But it's very much possible that it can happen, and there is no denying that such connections are not possible. They have their own issues to deal with, but definitely there is a masculine and feminine distortion over there also. The masculine and feminine distortion is something that the whole planet is facing right now. Whole planet. And some people are very lucky that they are not affected by it at all, and they are literally doing a lot of good things in life. But one more thing I want to say to you guys, that there is also something called destiny. So if certain things are written in destiny, if certain things are meant to be a part of your journey, then they will happen at any cost. If separation is written into people's life, it will happen. Nobody can change it, nobody can stop it. Because the separation is also happening for a reason. There's a very valid reason behind it. Because we are not taught how to deal with separation, because we live in a world where any which way people are confused about love, we don't understand separation, we don't see it like how we should see it. Actually, separation is an illusion. You must be thinking, I just spoke about separation and now I'm calling it an illusion. The reason why I'm calling it an illusion because love is reality. Love is the only truth. And when two people feel love from the center of their heart chakra, then nothing and nobody can change them from feeling that way. Sometimes it may look like from the exterior, from external viewpoint that there's no love between them, but they are deeply in love with each other. So I do see that here the two people, both the lovers, first of all, they are very advanced mentally. They know a lot of things that are happening on this planet. They understand the changes that the planet is going through. They also listen to high vibrational masters. They maybe one of them is very sorted with the spiritual things and the other one is very much sorted with the materialistic things, and so they are coming somewhere in the center to form a healed connection. So it could be possible that one of them has gone through masculine distortion and the other has gone through feminine distortion, but in both cases they have really you can say, open and aware personalities, very smart people, very smart individuals. Yes, there are others also around them, but at this point in time, in this channeling, I don't see those other energies because every channeling is different, every collective reading is different. Okay, here I see them that they are madly in love with each other. They do not spend time away from each other. If they have to go somewhere, they will quickly finish it and then come back to each other. It could be possible that universe is giving them this energy, this kind of sacral chakra exchange energy, this type of love energy from both of them, because universe is preparing them for really big things in future. They have to go through some big things, they have to experience big things, so universe wants them to be around each other as much as they can and experience the true love, because this true love is going to stay in their hearts forever for each other. For each other they will always feel very, very strong love, respect, and they can go through a lot of other issues also, but the love will always stay there in some form, in some shape, in some emotion. The love will always stay there. Now I'm also being shown, whenever they have to go away from each other, they have this discussion that let's just, ignore the world, let's just ignore these things that we have to do, the 3D things, the chores, the meetings, the random, regular, or whatever, the required, so called required things. Let's just leave it all behind us. Let's just not even bother about it. Let's just be with each other. Let's just love each other till our hearts are not overflowing with love, till we are not totally content, till both of us don't feel 100% content. Let's just do it like that. Now, as I do this collective transmission for all of you, I also want to share some more interesting perspectives that have been shared with me to be shared with all of you. I'm being shown that the people here, the lovers here, the male and the female, or the masculine and the feminine, they are here to understand different perspectives of love. In the past, previous channeling, I shared some of them, and now I will share few more. And you must be thinking, why is it so important for them to understand all these different perspectives of love? See, because what they're experiencing with each other is so deep, it's so intense. The universe works on balance. There has to be a balance in everything. If they're going to just be with each other and just consume each other totally, their reason of coming here to planet Earth will not be sufficed. They need to understand how important is platonic love. Philosophers like Plato have described this platonic love as the pursuit of beauty and truth. And this platonic love transcends physical attraction. And platonic love is said to be very high vibrational in nature. And other ancient Greeks have categorized loves into form like agape, which is called unconditional love, and eros, which is romantic love, and philia, which is friendship. So we love our friends also a lot, right? We love our parents, we love our pets, we love we love our teachers, but we don't feel that romantic connection with everyone, right? But then this romantic love or this romantic connection is also, as much as other things are true, this is also true. Yes, this is also true. But we need to understand all different types of love and the purest form of all these types of love. Sometimes you can feel the type of love you feel for your pet with nobody, and you can be completely happy with animal companions. Or sometimes you're very happy being with your friends, you don't need anything. Some people are very happy living with their family, with their parents, and they can spend their whole life like that. And the third important perspective of philosophical love is self love. So we have platonic love, we have agape and eros, and we have self love. So many philosophers have emphasized that self love is actually the foundation for authentic connections. So if somebody is in, say, romantic love, or somebody is experiencing unconditional love towards a being, to another being, they cannot sustain it, or they cannot feel fully everything about that connection, or how nature has designed us, nature has sent us to understand everything. They cannot do it fully if they don't have self love. Self love is the base, it's the root chakra energy. If you don't love yourself, you don't know how to create boundaries. You'll never be able to be kind to yourself or be compassionate to yourself. You'll never be able to rest properly. You'll never be able to take care of yourself. You cannot even take a bath on time because you're so busy taking care of other people or other things. Then the next thing that we all are supposed to know is about empathy and compassion, which comes from service. Now, this type of love can break any barriers between individuals. That's what they say. Because if you have empathy and compassion towards someone, no matter how much toxicity has seeped into the relationship, or misunderstandings have happened, or other any other problems have happened, if two people have gone far away, they've drifted from each other for some reason, then this empathy and compassion towards each other will bring them back, will keep bringing them back, and they will make them glued together because they have so much of that understanding for each other, deep understanding for each other. And love does that, true love does that. Okay, love also satisfies human need for belonging and security. Okay, now the mystical and esoteric perspective of love is seen in many ways. I did speak about the karmic cycles. I did speak about divine feminine masculine. That is what this whole channel is all about. And sacred geometry. Even sacred geometry, this is like a mystical esoteric perspective of love. But a lot of people, and I'm included in that, I have visually experienced sacred geometry in everything. I've seen it between the sky and the river. I've seen it in the sun and the trees. I've seen it in patterns that you have in your skin. I mean, there's beautiful, beautiful harmony and deep, deep, deep interconnectedness. You cannot understand all of this if you are limited with one individual only. Some people are destined to only experience that type of love, but not twin flames. Twin flames are here to understand love in 360-degree sort of a view. Imagine having a 360-degree knowledge of love. That's what twin flames are here to do. That's like really, 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 really high awareness. Because then that means you're going to see love in everybody, in everything. And for that, your source integration has to be really solid. So, when the union of divine, feminine, and masculine happens within, what we are seeing, what we are discussing is an external union, is external physical union. And this is not permanent. I'm not being shown a permanency in this. Because they are so deeply, madly crazy for each other, so attracted to each other's beauty, to each other's personality, persona, all the physical things, they're so attracted to it, sexuality, that as of now, they don't see anything else. One of them says to each other that who knows this time will come back or not. One of them, without realizing that they could be intuitively speaking, even says that who knows, I'll be gone. In a humorous manner, they say it to the other, that what if someone else steals me away? Or the other one says, well, what if I might just leave? I might just fly away. Who knows? You get stolen from someone else and I get busy with something else. What if my mind goes into something much deeper and I'm no longer this crazy lover of yours? Right now, I'm crazy for you. I'm fighting against the time. I'm fighting against schedule. I'm fighting against people. I'm fighting against everything just to be with you, just to be a mad, crazy lover, just to be your beloved, just to be this bee that is buzzing around the flower, just to be this moth that is attracted to the light, just to be the bird that keeps following the moon. It's called chakor in Hindi. In English, this bird is called chukar partridge. It's a national bird of Pakistan. But this information I'm just sharing with you guys generally. But this bird is said to be following the moon everywhere. This bird is in love with the moon. That type of love these both lovers are feeling. They are mad for each other, they're crazy for each other. They just want each other. They're not looking at anything else or anyone else. They are their whole life they're designing around each other to be with each other. There is, of course, a lot of attraction between these two. So, unknowingly or knowingly, they do say to each other, one thinks that they might just fly away. Because, yeah, they might be doing, because one of them is a seeker, while the other, who's like a charmer, thinks that someone else will take them away. Because that's what happens to a lot of charmers. Seekers have lots and lots of things to do because they're so deeply ingrained, they're so consumed by seeking, by finding out. They're so curious by nature. They want to know everything. Most of the times, it is the seeker who does a lot of inner work and healing and studying patterns and loops and why this is this way and why that is that way. While is the lover who is usually very busy with the romantic pursuits, or even if they're not busy with romantic pursuits, they're doing a lot of things that make them feel the love. If not seeking, they would be doing a lot of activities that keep them bit of in a romantic state, romanticized. They are listening to music, they're going for parties, they're dressing up well, they are going to places where there's good crowd and all of that. So they are just doing these activities. A lot of musicians are like that. They are lovers, they're charmers, but at the same time they just want to make music, play songs. They attract people around them, so people are always making efforts to be around them, and the seeker may not even be bothered about those who are making efforts. It could be possible even the seeker has these admirers, but they don't even see it and they don't even know about it. And if someone gives them attention, they're like, yeah, please don't disturb me, I don't have time for all this. They give off those vibes to others, and other people get put off by that, even though they want to try it out. But other people have to be someone who's crazy for the seeker, has to be ready to give in completely, to surrender. White flag is what the seekers like, and all seekers usually are surrounded by people who have non sexual love for them, people who want to be around them because they like their vibe. From a distance, the lover might be very jealous of the seeker, like when they are in separation. They might think that seeker is living the best life. They got this. Imagine someone who's looking for the crowd is not getting that type of crowd at that kind of fun or that kind of genuine party. Like, party is not always just dancing and singing and getting drunk. Party is the company of good people. It's called party nowadays, but it's the company of good intellectual people who give you some kind of intellectual simulation or creative simulation or satisfaction. You collaborate with people, you hang out with people, you talk with people, you discuss. These are the things that usually seekers create. but the lovers are creating, company for them, which could be like someone wants to take care of them, so they might look at the other from a distance and be like, oh, look at this person doing all these cool things. And the seeker might look at the lover and say, look at this one, at least they found someone. I don't have that. So I'm just saying these things can happen when the separation is not there, but the awareness also can be interesting, because eventually the lover and seeker are going to become one. Eventually that is their destiny, that is what's going to happen. So whether someone steals them or whether they fly away doesn't really matter. One fine day they are destined to meet each other. Now they are like, just give me a signal and I'll come to you. I'll leave behind the entire world. The seeker will leave the seeking behind and say, I'll do it later. I'll do my inner work later. I'll meditate later. I'll study later. I'll do my shadow work later. I'm coming to you. And the lover is also like, yeah, I'll give up on everything and every luxury or every, piece of attention I'm getting, and I'll come to you. As I reach the final segment of this collective reading, I feel that somewhere we all have had that one connection. Maybe in some cases more than one, but there is that feeling where you want to leave behind the entire world for someone. You love that person so much. You just need a sign from that person, and you will do everything to be with that person. But as I said, love is also a conscious choice. Love can be viewed as an act of will. Love can be viewed as kindness. Love is commitment and responsibility. When you love someone, you feel responsible towards them. That's how you measure love. And love is not even in your control. But not everyone gets to experience so many different perspectives of love, where we have the media influence, where love is often shaped by societal narratives, which we see in films, books, TV shows, literature. Now we have the OTT platforms. So we are watching all sorts of movies and web series, especially Korean drama, which is very popular because it shows love in a very attractive manner. They produce love, and they produce as in the production of the content, and they share it with the audience. An audience goes emotional, and they are heaving a sigh every time they watch certain scenes. Love that comes from media influences can also distort people's understanding for love. It can also create a lot of lust around people, which keeps them away from love. And sometimes the same distortion can deepen the understanding of a person. Because when you are chasing love, or when you are trying to get love, and you only get the illusion, not the true love, the lover can turn into a seeker. And seeker sometimes can say, okay, let's just be a bit playful, let's just be a bit romantic. Why the hell do I need to be so serious? So, this channeling actually is making me also think about the multidimensional force that love is. It's a feeling, it's an energy, it's a science, it's a spiritual principle. I feel literally love is running this world, love is running the entire show, love is running this cosmos. Because whether it's very low frequency energy or very high frequency energy, love is in some way, it's activated somewhere. And I feel people who are here on this planet to raise the vibration, as they say, by living in their core frequency, living very honestly, because the phrase is very true that honesty is the best policy, because honesty makes us understand things. If we are honest with how we feel in a certain given period of time, we can actually heal a lot. So, love helps us to connect with individuals on energetic levels. It can give you great intuitive power. You don't even need to be in the same physical location. You can be in far away distances. This is called quantum entanglement. You could be sitting at one place and communicating with someone at another country or location which is far, far away. Now, that is also happening via technology or telephony, as we see it nowadays, video conversations or watching other people's content, or you could be in any part of the world right now. Please do mention your location, please do mention where you are physically also right now. That would add another dimension to this channeling. You could be sitting somewhere in America or India or Africa or Australia, somewhere, in some state of the same country or another, but you're still connected with this transmission. That's quantum entanglement in a very different way, I would say. Some people are actually doing it without any telephony. They're doing it without this type of technology. Imagine what those type of people would be experiencing. There are people who are going to parallel realities. There are people who are experiencing astral projection. They are receiving downloads. They are getting visions. They are viewing other dimensions. They are viewing other beings, souls, and angels, and sometimes even demons for that matter. What is running this show? So, love can elevate the collective human consciousness by creating the energy of unity, and it can reduce conflict. That's why we say don't fear, just love. Because fear is going to separate you and love is going to unify you. Even if you're very angry with someone, even if you feel all that hate towards someone, you don't have to go and sit in their lap. But if you just, instead of hating them, and viewing that whole episode of the fear, just take your attention away and focus on something which is full of love and something that you enjoy, and just let that person be. Even if you hate someone, even if you really really hate someone, you're angry, you're mad, upset, instead of getting entangled in that hatred, you can just tell them in your mind that, okay, if that makes you happy, then enjoy it. That's my wish for you. So suddenly from hatred and anger, you become a very giving and understanding person. That's love. All right, you want to be with someone else? Go do that. If that makes you happy, if that makes you happy, you want to go to another country and take up that job. If that makes you happy, go do it. If you want to choose some other career that takes you away from me, go do that. So, as much as this channeling is about the lovers cannot be without each other, they cannot stay without each other for that long, it is also possible that there are two people living really far away in different dimensions, maybe in different worlds, in different realities, maybe now. They still have that thread of love connecting them. And that can sometimes elevate a person, because when you're elevated, then you don't see the negativity. Then you have a lot of gratitude for every single person, because most people are not able to accept how they reach to a certain higher frequency. They reach to a high point in life, they ascend, they become somebody really amazing. They'll never go back to who they were 10 years back or 5 years back, even 2 years back. They would not want to be that person again. That's how you know that you've progressed. When you progress, you don't want to go back to the old you. But how you got till that point where you're so happy with who you are. And imagine 2 years back or 4 years back, if someone would have asked you, do you want to go 10 years back? You would say, no, I'm happy where I am today. This shows that we are always progressing because we always have learned some lessons in life. For personal sessions and therapies, for tarot readings, energy readings, scanning, you can connect with me after checking out the description box. It has all the details. If you're from India, you need to write an email to me to get my booking details. If you're from any other part of the world, then PayPal link works just fine. You can get my book In the Name of Love, A Journey of Finding Your Ultimate Soulmate. It's a wonderful book that can take you really to high vibe. And of course, you can become my Patreon and you can support my collective readings, transmissions, and channelings. This link is also given over here. See you in the next one. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.